Remember a few years ago when I made a video about the circle and what would happen if a deaf person was on the show? Well, it finally happened. So, Raven is the first deaf and the first black deaf person on the show. It finally happened. I can't think of a better person to be on the show, really. Raven is amazing and hilarious. I love her. If I'm being honest, The Circle is... I watched it for 2 seasons, and then I got bored of it. So I stopped watching entirely. But then the news came out that Raven would be on the show. And I was like, okay, I need to see this. I want to see how they're going to do this in the show. Because you know that everyone else on the show is hearing. They're using their voices in the show. So I was like, this should be interesting. 4 episodes are out right now. I've watched all of those. So I thought I would discuss my thoughts about the episodes. And if this video does well, then I may do this for the rest of the episodes as well. So you do see that Raven has an interpreter named Paris. So good. I really love the relationship between the two of them. I know they're being best friends helps with that. I was curious about how they were going to communicate. Were they going to use keyboards? But they did in fact use ASL and an interpreter would voice. One thing I was surprised by, maybe we'll see this in future episodes, obviously we don't know yet, but you know when you read everyone's profile for the first time, nobody really stayed so focused on the deaf part. That surprised me, because in real life, people tend to be all, oh my god, about it, and then have a million questions to ask, but in the show, nobody's really like that. They're more like, oh, she's deaf, alright, that's it. I mean, maybe there was more conversation about her being deaf, but the editors decided to cut it. Maybe later we'll see more of that, who knows. But hopefully nobody will ever ask really weird questions. Please? Hopefully not. Okay, now I want to talk more about specific moments of the show. So if you haven't watched the show yet, don't watch this video. Wait until you've watched the show, okay? I don't want you angry in the comments. Okay, now let's talk. Do you want to know what really made me happy? Raven becoming an influencer, but also being first. In first place. The first influencer and in first place. Wow. Not only that, but influencer. She was an influencer twice. Although the second time, she was in second place. But still. That was really nice. I like to see that. I was curious about what they would do with the TV. You know, would the TVs have captions? And yes, Raven's TV did have captions. The hearing contestants' TVs did not have captions on them. But that doesn't surprise me. But I did wonder if the TVs would have captions on them. I mean, I don't think Raven would have stayed on the show if they denied them. I'm just thinking out loud here. I figured it'd be easier if all of them had captions, rather than make multiple files. Seemed it would be tedious to switch files when people switch rooms. I don't know how they made that work, but I was thinking about it. Just make one file and be done, but hey, whatever. It doesn't really matter. As long as the TV has captions, then everything is good. That's what's important. Marvin is so cute. The ASL lesson between him and Raven. It was really cute. It was really cute seeing him learn the sign for fire. Maybe, hopefully, we get to see Raven doing more lessons. But I know it's really hard to do ASL lessons when nobody can see it. It's hard to do it by just describing words on a screen. But I think fire is an easy enough sign to teach doing it that way. The relationship between the two is really cute, so I hope we get to see more of that. Good stuff though, no fighting or mean things. The one thing I really did not like, the moment when everyone had to make a dating profile for another person. That was really mean and it made me mad. It really was just trash talk about Raven. I was like, you two need to calm down. Chill out a bit. So yeah, I really don't like Brett and Xanthi right now. I know you have to work to try to kick out the other people, but that was just... sometimes it's a little too much, you know? Now, let's get to the end. Episode 4. So, now they know that Brittany, or rather Brian, is a catfish. I really hoped that he would visit Raven. It was nice to see. I really like that Brian kept his attention on Raven. He remained face to face with Raven while she signed, and that he didn't say, tell her this, tell her that, because that tends to happen in real life. I'm very happy that Brian respected Raven in regards to communication. Yes, he looked back and forth a few times, but he wasn't so focused on Paris. When interacting with deaf people, you have to be looking at us, not solely at the interpreter. The interpreter is there to interpret, and that is it. So you don't need to be focused on them. Brian said something I thought was funny. I'm really glad you have someone with you. And I was like, yeah, me too. Because that's legally required. If someone needs an interpreter, you are legally required to provide that. Yeah, so far, I mean, I'm still a bit bored of the circle, but to finally see a deaf person on the show, it's finally bringing something new and different, and hopefully that means in the future, we'll have more representation, blind, deaf-blind, wheelchair users, etc. It's good. So, those are my thoughts on episodes 1 through 4. Let me know if you've watched them. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Let's discuss. Thank you for watching. Subscribe if you haven't. I'll see you later. Bye.